All right, folks, this is Sherman Ray, and this is Livin in Vegas podcast. Let's get this show started. Wow. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is Livin in Vegas podcast. We come to you each and every day, folks. Talk to you about the people, the places, all the trends, the events that are in Las Vegas that really keep you living here. And so today we've got this is a packed day. I know I say that all the time, but today it really is. We're actually probably going to have to go through this as quickly as possible to try to get everything in because a lot of people they're complaining. They're already complaining. They're going, sure, we get your newsletter, but we don't get to hear about all this stuff as I expand on it here on the podcast. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go a little faster and try to get it in, but it's very hard. It's very hard because I like to talk, and so we'll do what we can. So let's begin with the magazine, folks. Livin in Vegas magazine. Of course, it is out, and many of you have been reading about it and giving us comments about it. Thank you so much for being so loyal and so faithful and just excited about the magazine. You can go to our website at livininvegas.com. You can actually pick that up. You can get the download of it, the PDF download, or you can just read it. Just read it right there online, which is great. So that all you have to do is go to livininvegas.com. Or if you would like to get a copy in your inbox, I'll send it to you. Just send me an email and just send that email to livininvegas or info at livininvegas.com, and I'll send that to you in your inbox. So tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow we're actually having the happy hour, folks. The happy hour is a mixer that we're doing, and it's going to be over at the Tenaya Creek Brewery at 831 West Bonanza. Very excited about that. Where we're going to be able to hang out with some of the business owners that are here in Las Vegas. Starts about 5:30 to about 7 o'clock ish or so. So that's tomorrow, the happy hour. And we're really excited about that. Want to thank our sponsors on that, Tenaya Creek and Beers with Friends. That's Audrey May, Mr. Shapiro, and all the folks that are over there at Beers with Friends. Thank you so much. And of course, Livin in Vegas magazine. So a lot of cool things happening in the Valley, especially tomorrow. Especially tomorrow, we're having our first mixer. We'll be doing that twice a month. So if you miss it tomorrow, we're going to be announcing our next location tomorrow. Or if you get on our mailing list, folks, you'll get that in your inbox every day. So let's talk a little bit about UNLV. So our friends over at UNLV are doing something very cool. Let's see if we can actually pull that up. Oh, let's see. Let's try that again. Nope, didn't work. Let's see. Oh, no, I'll make it. I'll make this work, folks. There it goes. So our friends over at UNLV, they made an announcement yesterday, and the president, Keith Whitfield, said that they are outlining goals for the university to change the whole 10-acre, or it's a 10-year master plan to change the university district. They're expecting about 9,000 more students and dozens more buildings, according to the master plan. So they have a 10-year forecast to change the whole Maryland Parkway area, that Paradise area, that whole area. So this is kind of what it looks like over at UNLV right now. But they're expecting some major things going on over at UNLV. And you guys all know that we are like huge. We're huge fans of the university system over at UNLV. For me, UNLV is where everything should be at. I really do. I know I keep saying that a lot, but it's because I really believe in UNLV and what they're doing over there. And so the university president, like I said, Keith Whitfield, who I've not met yet, I'm going to get to meet him. But they're expecting 9,000 more students. Which bring the population of the school up to about 40,000. That's a lot. 20 to 30 more buildings. So they're going to demolish some buildings. And I went to UNLV, so I'm hoping they don't demolish some of the old buildings that I was in. But I would assume they're probably going to do something like that. Um, they're going to increase the solar capacity 25-50%. Very interesting. So they got a lot of big plans for that, and you've got to check this out, folks. I mean, you really do. It's going to be very, very interesting to see this happen. So, um, I'm going. So if you're watching us on Facebook, especially on our business page, our regular Facebook business page, love to say hello to you. I'm going to pull that up really quick here because been I've been I was doing another story. So I was looking at another story when I was doing my show prep this morning, and I got caught up in looking at this other story because it's very interesting. I mean, it's just an interesting story, and I wanted to make sure I got it all right to you. But I want to say good morning to everybody, who's especially if you're on our business page, and I'm up there. And there we go. Okay, we're up. All right. So love to say hello to anybody if you'd like to say hello, especially if you're on one of our pages, our business page or Facebook page, our group page, or on Black Success Magazine. So we're up on that page also too, which is very cool. Um, so many of you have heard about what happened a few months ago. This is a mural, Tina Tintor and her dog, and it's been memorialized over there off of Rainbow and Spring Valley, and it's a permanent reminder of when she died on November of 2021. Former Las Vegas Raiders Henry Ruggs was driving about 156 miles an hour and wrecked into Tina and her dog, killing them. And that this was just a crazy thing. It really was. And so what happened is they organized a mural, a painting of a mural to memorialize her. And I'm going to go out there today, as a matter of fact, go check that out. I'm going to be out and about today, and go check that out. But that's a fitting mural. It really is. It's a needless death. It's something that probably should have never happened. I shouldn't say probably. It definitely should have never happened. And so we want to pay our respects over there to Tina and what has happened to her over there. And it's a crazy thing. There was another story that about this guy. This is Yuri. So I've never heard about this guy. So this is interesting. Yuri Clinton is his name, and this is in honor of Black History Month. So Yuri Clinton grew up here in Las Vegas, historic west side of the valley, and he kind of looks like me now, don't you think? I think so. Kind of look same without the beard, mustache. Um, but Yuri grew up. He said he was well behaved, and he was inspired by Mr. Johnson at Western High School, that he could do anything and everything he could, and he got his BA from UNLV, and then his MBA from Vanderbilt, and his judicial certificate from Gonzaga, and and now he is working as, I think, so he's got a lot of stuff behind his name. This is very cool. He is the vice president. Okay, excuse me. As the first Black executive vice president, general counsel, and corporate secretary over at the Boyd Gaming. And it's funny, I've got a couple of friends who are over there that are over at Boyd and have just done some fantastic things over there. And so he says that he loves being in the boardroom. So he's actually got a place in the boardroom over there. And so we want to congratulate him as and this is kind of our I was reading part of the article. That's why, because I know of another guy in the article. His name is Greg DeVille, and Greg DeVille is a realtor here in town. But one of the things that we really want to recognize are, and we'll do another story here in just a minute about Black History Month contributions of, and sometimes we look at these stories and we go, oh, these people are out in LA, they're in New York or something like that. But we actually have homegrown folks here in Las Vegas who have done some fantastic things. And Yuri is just one of those. And like I said, he went to UNLV and then ended up getting his became an attorney over at Gonzaga. So we're very excited for him that he's doing some great things. Um, this was a story that we didn't do yesterday, but we were going to do it. Ran out of time. But Secrets of Siam. The Secret of Siam. Boy, this is a huge story. Thai restaurant here in gosh, I think it's up in the northwest. Yeah, it's Centennial Hills area. So you probably saw this story before, and what happened was that this boy, this was a tough story. Um, there was a lady by the name of Hillary Vanden Pui, and she said that she felt like she was kind of feeling weirded out after consuming some takeout food from Secret of Siam. And actually, she was hospitalized, and she tested positive for THC levels in her system, and which prompted calls all over the valley where people were saying, "Yeah, I felt the same thing too. Oh my gosh, I felt sick too. I thought it was just me. I thought I was having a heart attack." And the what they're now calling this is adulteration of food. And yeah, and the weird thing about this is this company, Secret of Siam, this restaurant, 2 days before, the health department had just given them an A rating and a clean bill of health, which is very strange. So people are calling for the heads now of the people over at the health department, saying, "Hey, look, guys, what's going on with this?" So right now the doors are closed, the phones are dead. Nobody can get a hold of the owners of this place, and so this story is going to. This cannot be good. This cannot be good. So this was Secret of Siam, and you're going to find out more and more. We were actually going to do this story yesterday. Like I said, when we first heard about it was yesterday, and we just didn't have time to get to the story. But this is a big story. I mean, this is a huge story, and we'll all find out a little bit more about it. On a little lighter note, Iggy Azalea and many more. You're talking about things that you want to do this weekend, folks. So this weekend, this is Iggy Azalea. I tell you the truth, folks. I wish I've never heard any of her music. She's a rapper. I know she's a rapper. She'll be over at the Light Nightclub at Mandalay Bay this weekend, February 19th. Along with her, you're going to have a bunch of folks. I mean, a lot of people are going to be out and about this weekend, so a lot of stuff to do in town, especially up on the Strip. So Tao Beach Club, their day club at the Venetian, they're going to have a gigantic opening. And this one's open to the public, so you can actually go to this. An open to the public preview event arrives on March 18th with Fisher and Mustard, right, and rounding out the initial weekend on the 19th and the 20th. And so that's in March. But this weekend, you can actually see Iggy. So Iggy Azalea, she's going to be there this weekend and over at the Light Nightclub. And so you're going to be able to see a lot of people. Wycliffe Jean. So they're going to be, excuse me. Did that already happen? No. Okay. So tons of stuff's going on this weekend. Area 15 is throwing a full venue dance party dubbed We're All Mad Here. That's on March 12th. And we'll actually leave links to all of this stuff on our Facebook page and also on our website. You can go to livinginvegas.com. You can check that out to check out all these events. Very cool stuff that's going on as far as the party life goes. And so what does that tell you? It tells you Vegas is back, baby. Mask mandates went down, and as a result of that, people are just like, they've been going crazy trying to get back here to Vegas because we've definitely got all of the cool stuff happening in town, which is very cool. So this is Kalani Brown, and we are excited about it. So Kalani Brown is our newest girl, our newest center for the Las Vegas Aces. And I love the name Kalani. That's my daughter's name also. Even though my daughter's not 6'7", Kalani is. And she's excuse me, Las Vegas head coach uh, Becky Hammond said that she's excited about Kalani Brown. At 6'7", 24 years of age, she's a beast. Woo-hoo-hoo! And we are excited. And you guys all know I love the Las Vegas Aces. I was a Vegas Aces fan before they became popular, before they were winning anything. Went to their first season here when nobody was there at the game. And as a matter of fact, we tried to contact them when we were doing a golf tournament in 2020 to say, hey, we'd love to support you. We want to be a part of what you're doing. We see where you're at. We see who you are. And I love women's sports, that kind of stuff. And we were able to get former players, some NFL folks to play in our first golf tournament. And so we're still big, we're still high on the Las Vegas Aces. And so we welcome Kalani Brown to the fold here in Vegas. So welcome, girlie. And we're looking forward to watching you and all of the other fantastic stars over at the Las Vegas Aces this season. And it's coming up pretty quick. Matter of fact, we left a link to their schedule on our website. And you go to our website at livinvegas.com and you can actually check out their full schedule and get a link to that. So just go to our website. You can actually check out all that stuff. There was, and I know I'm rushing right through this stuff. I'm blowing through it, folks. I know some of you folks are going, Sherman, you're going so fast today. And I told you I was going to be able to do that. And good morning, Dawn. Dawn is up again. I know you're probably about ready to go to work right now, but thank you so much for being a part of the show. And there's tons of other people that are just running around. Glenn, who has got a coffee business, and I think he's doing more sailing than anything else now. I know it's called Frankly Good Coffee, but I think Glenn is doing more sailing than he's doing coffee anymore, because I see a lot of his stuff where he's out sailing on Lake Mead, which is great, taking advantage of our recreation here in the valley. There was a story about our COVID numbers, and this is big. This is really big because our COVID numbers are going down drastically all the time. Nevada only added 500 COVID cases on Tuesday. And that's big. I mean, it's really big numbers. Our indoor mask mandates are no longer in place, and those numbers are still going down. It looks like we're on the back side of this. You can't keep the world down. You just can't. We're learning how to deal with this. And so we're very excited about that. We really still encourage people to just be wise in the things you do. If there's no reason for you to be out hugging up on people in the public, probably should still continue to do that, because we want to beat this COVID thing down and show this virus who's the boss. Okay. If there's such a thing, you can do that. These are charging stations, and NV Energy is seeking public comment on where they should put these charging stations around the valley. This is big. So we all know that recently that there's been a big push for electric vehicles, and they're going to make it happen whether you like it or not. So if you've got a 66 Mustang that runs on leaded gasoline, at some point you're probably just going to park in it because they're not going to have gas, or it's going to cost so much that you won't be able to buy, gas. And I love gas-powered cars. But it looks like the future is on its way. They got $100 million. The company said, NV Energy said that they're going to be investing $100 million to rapidly expand the EV, or the electrical vehicle charging infrastructure, in the next 3 years through the ERTP, or the Economic Recovery Transportation Electrification Plan. Say that 3 times fast. Nevadans and tourists and customers can actually give their public comment. And we'll actually leave a link to this on our website, where you can actually leave your comment, or the places where you think they should put the charging stations. And this is really important, folks, because if you don't say anything, you're probably never going to, you're never going to get your word in. But we know that if you're listening to us over at Livin in Vegas, that you want your voice heard, and you love Las Vegas. You love what we're doing here in Vegas. So we know that you're going to probably give your comment on that and find out what it is. So, like I said, they're going to be putting up more of these stations all over the valley, and you can actually tell them where they go. So this is important, especially if you live on the east side of town, that you say something, because a lot of the people who are going to have these electrical vehicles right off the bat are going to be in the usual places. They're going to be in the Rancho Circle area. They're going to be in Summerlin. They're going to be in Green Valley, those areas. So they may not necessarily be in your side of town because you don't have a lot of electrical vehicles there right now. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't say anything. Does that make sense? Say something. And once again, we will leave the link to this on our website at livininvegas.com, where you can actually have your input on where these stations go to. And speaking about our website, I'm going to run out of time. Okay, and speaking about our website, we're going to be adding all of our shows on our, at least the last 7, on our website continually. So we uploaded literally 100 of these shows on our YouTube channel, so you can see all of our shows on our YouTube channel. But a lot of people want to actually check it out on our website where it's more convenient, and so it's generally at the bottom of the page. So go to our website, and I believe in the next 2 days we'll actually have at least this week's shows on the bottom tier, so you can actually check out all of our shows over there. How much time do I have? Okay, I still have some time. So this gentleman right here, his name is Herman Moody. So Herman Moody. Can you put his picture? There you go. Herman Moody has a claim to fame here in Las Vegas. Big story. Southern Nevada honored its first black officer here in Las Vegas, and Herman Moody, back in 1946, joined the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And in those days, it wasn't called the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And he became the first black officer in Nevada or in Las Vegas. And the interesting thing about it, he said in those days they didn't have an academy. So can you imagine that? They didn't have an academy, and since they didn't have one, he taught himself how to file reports, how to stand up in court, that kind of stuff. And then he went on to teach other cadets or people who want to be police officers how to do the same thing. Spent most of his life, if not all of his life, in the historic West Side. And he retired from Metro back in 1977. Wow. Now he's 97 years old and says he enjoys spending time with his 5 children, 6 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. So thank you so much, Mr. Moody, for all that you've done. You really served our valley so well, and we thank you so much for what you have done. In a completely unrelated story, but I'm trying to get to is the Oakland A's. Okay, this is big. Oakland A's are coming up on a big vote that might mean Las Vegas has chances to get the Oakland A's here in the Valley. So this vote that's going up in front of their city council Thursday is on whether or not to certify an environmental impact report for the team's proposed $12 billion waterfront development, the centerpiece of their billion-dollar ballpark. So if this vote goes through, they'll actually be able to go, and there's a few more things they have to do, of course, to make this happen. But if this vote goes through, it's just one more step they've got to go forward to possibly staying in Oakland. But industry insiders and the owner of the team basically say, we're really looking at Vegas. We really want to look at Vegas, and that's incredible, folks. If you've all seen what's happened in Las Vegas in the last 5 years. We've exploded with talent. We've exploded with all of these great things going on, and guess what, folks? We might be even closer. In a related story, Manny Viveros, he's talking about his battle with cancer. And he said he was feeling great. So this is the coach of the Henderson Silver Knights, Manny Viveros. And he said that he remembers a fateful day, October of 2021. He said he was shocked. He said he felt great. And then all of a sudden they gave him the prognosis. They said a blood test came back and said, Manny, you've got prostate cancer. And so we're going to keep our eye on Manny to see how he's doing because he's just once again, he's a part of Las Vegas. He's a part of the fabric of Las Vegas right now, and we are going to continue to keep him up in prayer. He said he took his first leave of absence just weeks after being diagnosed. Then on December 21st, took his second leave, this time to undergo surgery. And he said it certainly hasn't been easy. It's been very fortunate to have such a wonderful support family with the VGK and the local economy. So he says he's getting back to almost 100%. We will continue to keep our eyes on this guy because he's a part of Las Vegas. We wanted to make sure we got this story to you, folks. This is a big one. Okay? All right, so we're going to show... I know, sure. Here we go. So many of you remember this, folks. This is Magic Mike. And the finalist for Finding Magic Mike's moves from screen to the Las Vegas stage, folks. Yes, I know the ladies are going crazy right now about the Magic Mike. Basically, the Magic Mike, I don't know, it's an institution now. Many of you remember Channing Tatum as he was starring in this, and just the women were going crazy. So what happened is they are putting together a show to find, and they're following 10 guys who are looking to be on stage to be a part of this whole Magic Mike thing. And so we'll leave the story up here. We thought we'd bring this up, folks, because I think it's just kind of salacious and titillating that you could actually I could be a Magic Mike guy if I just take my clothes off, just boom. Don't you think so? My wife might be a little upset about it, but I could do the whole Magic Mike thing and see if I could wow the crowd with my pecs. Okay, so we'll leave that story because we don't have time to go into the whole thing. I really wish we did. Gosh, I hate doing that. Anyways, once again, we just want to remind you, folks. We want to remind you about our event tomorrow. The event tomorrow is actually called the Happy Hour. So the Happy Hour is going to be over at Tenaya Creek, 831 West Bonanza Road, Las Vegas, Nevada. Looking really forward to that event, folks. Starts about 5:30 till about 7 o'clock-ish or so. Really excited about having a show like this where we can actually just have a great time and enjoy ourselves. So it's our first business mixer of the year, and we're going to have these twice a month, so you can actually be a part of it. And we're working on some other cool stuff, folks. So don't act like this is the only thing. We're going to be doing a lot of things coming up in the next year. We're really excited about it. Plus some secret stuff. Can't say it yet, but we're really excited about that happening too. But you can register for this event. We'll actually leave the link to that right below us here in the show notes where you can actually register for that event. And we hope to see you tomorrow about 5:30 to 7 over at the Happy Hour Business Networking Mixer and Fun Time. Okay. Anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. We will see you again tomorrow at about 8:30 in the morning for another fantastic show for Livin in Vegas podcast. This has been Sherman Ray. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.